This is the Maggie Show.
Well, we started a series a couple of months ago, The Joys and the Woes of Singlehood. And this is the third edition on childhood trauma. And I'm joined by Miss Andrea Wood.
Well, I was raised by a single mom. God rest her soul. She just passed away February the 2nd, of 2022. But she was a single mom, and my mom, she struggled with a lot of addictions and alcoholism. But like you had mentioned earlier, it's from what she saw growing up as a child. And, unfortunately, that translated over into my life and what I was able to see.
Right.
My mom, she did her best to try to protect me from the sexual abuse. But unfortunately, some things happen in life and she wasn't always able to be there. And I think that, there was a couple of people in my family that took advantage of me as a child. That sexual abuse led over to me, to an addiction to me, you know what I'm saying? Not only I understand my real father wasn't there, so I was always looking for acceptance.
Right.
In the wrong ways. It led to my alcoholism, that I dealt with for a long period of time.
So you're pretty much throughout your childhood, you're dealing with two kinds of traumas, the alcohol abuse and the sexual abuse.
This particular family member told me, and I can still hear it, that he's always loved me.
Oh, wow.
So with that being said, I was like, okay, this is love.
Right.
It was like I was trying to find love in either the alcohol or with the sex.
Yeah.
Because that's what I knew.
Yeah. Was there sexual abuse prior to age 15, would you say?
There was. I remember this other family member asked me to go to the store, and they started rubbing and touching on me and just made me, you know what I'm saying? It just seemed like older men was always touching me. I didn't realize that there was something there was a disconnect there, that I was, taking my childhood trauma into my adult life and using it. I wasn't fixing it. So,
right.
My truck was in my yard and my windshield was cracked. Okay. And I looked at my husband at the time and I was like, why were you driving drunk? And he said, that wasn't me, it was you. And my body sank. It just sunk because it was just, I put so many people in jeopardy that night because I was selfless. I was careless. I just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I remember that night I was walking my dogs and I just cried out to the Lord and I asked him just to take everything from me. And I gave him everything.
God does raise people around us because this journey, it's not been designed for you to go at it alone.
It hasn't.
It's not. You're going to need people. I always say even Jesus needed people to fulfill destiny. Come on now.
Yeah, that's why I get mad when people get mad when they say, well, they betrayed me. I said, baby, if Jesus chose his devil to get to his destiny, why is you mad about the one you chose? Hello. Come on. Why is you mad about that? You ought to be glad because that person is pushing you to where you're supposed to be.
This is it. As we've heard that you are impacting in such a positive way now because you've made up your mind that, look, this mess stops with me. It's not going to go on to my children, not to my grandchildren. In as much as you are praying, in as much as you are intentional about it, there are practical things that you're doing. Just give it just that word of advice to a mother, an aunt, an uncle that may be watching you, and they watch children. They got children under their care. What would you say to them?
When you see a little girl start getting timid and withdrawn, start talking to them. Because I was really withdrawn, you know what I'm saying, and very timid around people.
Yeah.
Or if your daughter starts, especially when she gets older, clinging to older guys, wanting to be in the midst of older people, older men, rubbing up to them, pull her aside and talk to her because she's searching for something.
Okay.
She's searching for something.
If you are an adult and you went through these sort of things, you had a childhood trauma, you had something that took away your innocence as a child, please reach out to somebody.